approaching fast. Don't blink. Welcome to the Auto Brief News. I'm Amber Light, your resident telemetry obsessive and digital architect.
And I'm Jim Carr. Keep the shiny side up, mate. I'm the man who still believes the smell of unburned hydrocarbons is the greatest perfume on Earth.
It is Friday, May 29th, 2026. Fridays are for taking a granular look at the machines actively reshaping the automotive landscape. And today is a monumental day. We are looking at a car that fundamentally alters the trajectory of the most emotive brand on the planet. The Maranello Marque has finally unveiled its next-generation sports car, the fully electric Ferrari Luce.
May 25th. Exactly 79 years to the day after Franco Cortese won the Gran Premio di Roma in the Ferrari 125S, Maranello's first victory. And they chose that exact anniversary to unveil a car with no spark plugs, no exhaust valves, and no V12. I was prepared to write an obituary for the prancing horse.
But you didn't. In fact, anyone who reads our website, theautobrief.news, will see your latest article in the boardroom section, Ferrari's Silent Revolution. Jim, I have never seen you write a piece so conflicted, yet so utterly mesmerized by a piece of electric technology.
I calls them as I sees them, Amber. And what I saw wasn't just a battery shoved into a Roma chassis. It was witchcraft. Mechanical, beautifully engineered witchcraft. But before I surrender my analog soul entirely, let's pay the bills. This segment of the Auto Brief is fueled by our technical partners at echoesoftheroad.com. For those who believe every scratch tells a story and every engine has a song, echoesoftheroad.com is your ultimate destination for vintage gear design. Echoesoftheroad.com is your definitive apparel store of vintage car culture.
All right, let's dissect the Ferrari Luce. L-U-C-E, Italian for light. Let's start with the architecture, because this is where the traditionalists are going to lose their minds. This is the second four-door Ferrari in history, following the Puro Sangue, but it is the first ever Ferrari to feature 5 seats.
5 seats in a Ferrari? Enzo must be doing 10,000 revolutions per minute in his grave.
If he saw the packaging. Because there is no front mid-engine and no bulky rear transaxle gearbox, they had an entirely blank slate. And who did they bring in to draw on that blank slate? Sir Johnny Ive and Mark Newson from the creative collective Love From.
Right, the blokes who designed the iPod and the iPhone. When I heard that, my blood ran cold. I pictured a sterile, featureless white suppository on wheels with a touchscreen to open the glove box.
The defining visual characteristic is what they are calling the glass house. It's an uncompromised, shell-like form that extends below the beltline. And the aerodynamics are integrated so elegantly. Instead of massive, aggressive splitters, you have these floating front and rear aerodynamic wings that hover around the silhouette of the glass. They achieved the lowest drag coefficient in the history of Maranello's road cars without making it look like a Le Mans prototype.
Let's stop talking about how it looks. It's a controversial point, and let's not forget, a Ferrari is also defined by how it moves.
And how it moves is entirely digital, yet brutally physical. Let's look at the powertrain telemetry. The Luce uses a bespoke 800-volt architecture. It is powered by 4 completely independent electric engines, 1 for each wheel.
Derived directly from their F1 and World Endurance Championship programs, they are radial flow permanent magnet synchronous engines.
Exactly. Delivering a total system output of 1,050 cavalli vapor, or about 1,036 horsepower. But it's the rotational speed that is staggering to me as an engineer. The front motors spin at 30,000 revolutions per minute, the rears at 25,500 revolutions per minute, with a maximum angular acceleration of 45,000 revolutions per minute per second. Jim, what does that feel like in the real world?
It feels like you've been strapped to the front of a railgun. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is 2.5 seconds. 0 to 200 kilometers per hour in 6.8 seconds. Top speed over 310 kilometers per hour. But straight line speed is cheap these days. Any Silicon Valley appliance can go fast in a straight line. What makes this a Ferrari is the handling. Because it has 4 independent motors, it doesn't just have all-wheel drive. It has absolute, granular control over every single corner of the car.
Ferrari calls it the Vehicle Control Unit, or VCU. It makes its debut on the Luce. It manages a 3-line network, 800 volts for the engines, 48 volts for the active suspension, and 12 volts for the auxiliaries. It updates actuation targets 200 times per second. It coordinates with the new Side Slip Control X. So when you turn into a corner, Jim, what is the car actually doing?
It's doing things a mechanical differential could only dream of. They have a system called Flow, Ferrari Lateral Optimization Wheel Torque. When you exit a corner, it perfectly manages the rear torque differential to maximize traction, while the front motors actively correct understeer or oversteer. You point the wheel, and the car bends the laws of physics to get you there. It's a 2,260 kilogram car. It weighs as much as a small moon. But because the 122 kilowatt-hour battery is integrated into the floor pan, the center of gravity is 95 millimeters lower than the Puro Sangue. It handles like a car that weighs 400 kilos less.
And let's talk about that battery, because it's not just dead weight, it's a structural element. The chassis consists of hollow castings, extrusions, and aluminum sheets. They completely eliminated steel to save weight. The battery housing increases bending rigidity by 25% and torsional rigidity by 35%. It's highly optimized, and with a peak discharge power of 830 kilowatts, it can take a 350 kilowatt fast charge, giving you 70 kilowatt hours of juice in just 20 minutes. Total range is a highly respectable 530 kilometers.
All right, enough with the battery chemistry. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The soul of a Ferrari has always been its sound. The howl of a naturally aspirated V12 echoing off the walls of an Italian tunnel. I was terrified they were going to pump some fake, synthesized spaceship noise through the speakers, like everyone else is doing. Or worse, play a recorded V12 MP3 file.
But they didn't. They took a completely different approach. They adhered to a strict philosophy. The sound must be authentic and functional. It has to be rooted in the mechanics.
This is the part that won me over. This is the genius. They installed a precision accelerometer inside the rear axle housing. It physically captures the living vibrations of the rotating components, the gears, the electric machines, the actual mechanical friction. It acquires this vibration in real time, processes it through a patented filtering system, and amplifies it into the cabin.
Like an electric guitar. An electric guitar doesn't make much sound until the pickup captures the vibration of the metal strings and runs it through an amplifier.
Exactly. It's not generated. It's taken directly from the source. When you put the E-Manatino into performance mode, the sound scales with the speed and the torque delivery. You hear the micro-harmonics of the physical drivetrain. It's mechanical. It's raw. It's a completely new harmonic blend, but it is undeniably rooted in the physics of rotating machinery. It's not an MP3. It's the sound of the car actually working. That, Amber, is mechanical sympathy translated for the digital age.
I find it incredibly elegant, and the way you interact with the car mirrors that blend of analog and digital. Let's step inside the cabin. Even though Johnny Ive was involved, they did not just slap an iPad on the dashboard and call it a day.
Thank the motoring gods.
The interface is a masterclass in haptics. They used precision-engineered mechanical buttons, beautifully machined toggles, and dials combined with multifunctional digital displays developed by Samsung.
The binnacle behind the steering wheel is a work of art. It's a standalone element with 3 dials, real physical aluminum bezels, and machined glass lenses. The central dial literally combines a physical, mechanical needle with a digital face showing your speed and battery level. And the climate controls? Physical buttons for temperature, fan speed, and seat heating. No digging through sub-menus while you're doing 200 kilometers per hour.
My favorite detail, purely from a design standpoint, is the key. It's a block of Corning Gorilla Glass, and it uses an e-ink display, a world first in the automotive industry. It only uses energy when it changes color. When you dock the key in the center console, A historic Ferrari yellow surges from the key across the entire digital interface. It's theater, but it's sophisticated theater.
And they didn't wrap the interior in plastic and call it vegan tech leather. It's premium Italian leather, honest recycled anodized aluminum, and Alcantara. It feels like a luxury GT, not a sterile laboratory. They even have a physical pull tab on the overhead console to initiate launch control. You pull it, the power dial glows orange, and you unleash 11,500 Newton meters of wheel torque. It's delightfully dramatic.
It really is the perfect synthesis. The driver manages all this through the iconic 5-position Manatino on the steering wheel for dynamics, and a new 3-position E-Manatino to manage energy, range, and regeneration. Speaking of regeneration, you can adjust the engine braking using the left-hand paddle, and actually increase torque using the right-hand paddle. It introduces a completely new way to modulate a corner without touching the hydraulic brakes.
Which, by the way, are massive carbon ceramic discs, 390 millimeters at the front. Because when a 2.2-ton missile is doing 300 kilometers per hour, you need real friction to stop it.
All right, before Jim starts calculating braking distances in his head, it's time for our social media segment.
Oh, here we go.
This is the What's in the Glove Box poll. Every week on our Instagram, using our helmet mascot avatar, we pose a scenario to our listeners. This week, you've just picked up your Azzurro La Plata blue Ferrari Luce in Maranello. You are blasting down the Autostrada del Sole towards Rome. The authentic, amplified sound of the electric motors is howling like a turbine in performance mode. What 1970s cassette tape is in the glove box?
Well, since Ferrari went through the trouble of creating the Ferrari audio signature with a 21-speaker, 3,000-watt system, you can't play garbage. The only correct answer is Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. It has that relentless, driving, thundering rhythm that perfectly matches the violent longitudinal acceleration of 4 electric motors.
Classic Jim. Brute force. I am going to pivot entirely. I'm choosing Giorgio Moroder's From Here to Eternity. It is the pioneer of electronic disco. It's synthesized, it's pulsing, it's pure Italian futuristic energy. It's the exact vibe of a hyper-advanced 800-volt Ferrari cutting through the Italian night. Let us know your choices on Instagram.
Giorgio Moroder, you're turning a Maranello masterpiece into a nightclub, Amber.
I'm curating a vibe, Jim. Look it up. All right, it's time to pull into the pits. The garage rating. Green light, amber light, or red light. Jim, you wrote the article. You go first. The 2026 Ferrari Luce.
They didn't compromise the driving experience. They didn't fake the sound. They built a chassis that dances, steering that communicates, and an interior that respects the tactile nature of driving. They used electricity not just to be green, but to make a car that handles in a way a combustion car physically cannot. It is, against all my stubborn analog instincts, a green light. It is a true Ferrari.
Wow. I think I need to record that and make it my ringtone. Jim Kana loves an EV.
Don't push it.
For me, it's an absolute, unhesitating green light. It is the ultimate expression of the elegant solution. A 5-seat, multi-energy hyper GT that looks like modern art, drives like a Le Mans prototype, and integrates digital telemetry flawlessly without losing the human element. It is exactly what the future of luxury performance should be.
It's a 360-degree Ferrari, and a hell of a statement.
That's all from us today. You can find Jim's full review, Ferrari's Silent Revolution, and our complete archive at theautobrief.news. And don't forget to subscribe to our Friday newsletter, The Telegram.
Which I write on an actual mechanical typewriter, thank you very much.
Yes, and my ears are still ringing from the clacking. I'm Amber Light. The future is approaching fast. Don't blink.
And I'm Jim Kana. Keep the shiny side up.
Welcome back to the Auto Brief News, where we navigate the ever-accelerating future of mobility. I'm Amber Light, and opposite me, likely still wiping grease from his brow after a morning commune with a carburetor, is Jim Kana. Jim, I hear you've been doing some staring at the latest from Munich.
Staring is an understatement, Amber. More like a bewildered gaze into the automotive abyss. Most of this morning was spent in the barn, contemplating the simple elegance of a 1972-2002 TII, wondering if we haven't all collectively lost the plot. Then I opened the files for the new BMW 7 Series, and if you're expecting me to wax poetic about digital interiors and operating systems, you've clicked on the wrong link.
Oh, I think our listeners expect precisely that, Jim. Because this isn't just a car, it's BMW's Neue Klasse rollout for luxury. A bold statement for a luxury saloon that's been a standard bearer since '77. It's the 7th generation, and it's been completely hollowed out and refilled with the kind of tech that would make an Apollo engineer weep.
Apollo engineer weep. More likely, they'd demand to know where the emergency shutoff is for the theater screen in the back. But let's talk power, because that's the only language that matters. The i7M 70X drive version, it's hauling 680 horses and a frankly absurd 1,100 Newton meters of torque. It'll hit 100 kilometers per hour in 3.8 seconds. In a 7 Series. That's not a car, that's a ballistic event.
And a highly efficient ballistic event, Jim. This i7 boasts Gen 6 battery cells, cylindrical of course, pushing the range past 720 kilometers, or 447 miles. And with a charging rate of 250 kilowatts, you can get from 10 to 80% charge in just 28 minutes. This isn't just about raw power, it's about intelligent power delivery and exceptional energy density. BMW is integrating charging profiles and predictive heat management for faster DC charging. This is next-level energy optimization.
All right, the numbers are impressive. Even for a man who still measures range in liters per 100 kilometers, 720 kilometers is a proper journey. But for the traditionalists, those who still appreciate the visceral rumble, there's a 740D diesel and a 740 petrol model coming later this year, both running 48-volt mild hybrid systems. Clever packaging, sure, tucked into the transmission housing, but it does make me wonder how much of the mechanical sympathy we're losing when the car is doing the gear work for you.
It's about seamless power delivery and enhanced efficiency, Jim. The mild hybrid systems smooth out the start-stop, provide a little electric boost off the line. It's an intelligent augmentation of the combustion engine, not a replacement for the driver's input. Though, speaking of replacement, let's get to the interior, because this is where the 7 Series truly makes its statement.
Interior, yes, a spaceship. A 31.3-inch theater screen that drops from the roof, Dolby Atmos, 8K streaming. They've turned the back seat into a mobile office, which frankly sounds like a nightmare to me. If I'm in a 7 Series, I want to be driving, not sitting in a boardroom meeting while the car does the heavy lifting via Level 2 autonomous symbiotic drive systems. The whole thing feels less like a driver's sanctuary and more like a coffee shop with wheels.
Coffee shop with wheels? Only if that coffee shop offers BMW Panoramic iDrive with Operating System X, a BMW passenger screen for dedicated entertainment, and an immersive light experience that creates a personalized ambiance. The theater screen is for a truly cinematic experience, 8K resolution, Bowers & Wilkins surround sound, with sunblinds that automatically close when the screen deploys. It's about unparalleled luxury and connectivity for the rear seat occupants. This is a class-leading environment, Jim, a mobile command center.
A mobile command center. With 36 speakers and 4D audio. What are we commanding, Amber? The next moon landing? All this immersive light and sound. I just want to hear the engine. And the road. Not a corporate presentation or some Hollywood blockbuster.
Let's pause our cinematic experience for a word from our partners. This segment is powered by echoesoftheroad.com for classic car enthusiasts who appreciate the craft, the grit, and the enduring beauty of automotive history. echoesoftheroad.com is your ultimate archive of vintage passion, keeping your internal gears as smooth as a V12 at idle.
Now that's a proper website. No theatre screens, just good, honest steel and stories. All right, Amber, let's talk about the exterior of this monolith. BMW calls it monolithic. I call it stark.
Monolithic means clean, stripped back, Jim. It's a visually striking presence, easily recognizable. And the iconic glow grille and the minimalist BMW individual crystal headlights define the new face of BMW luxury. You mentioned you miss when a car's face was just a face, but this is an animated face, offering welcome and goodbye sequences and a dynamic light carpet. It's a personalized experience from the moment you approach the car.
Animated face, more like a digital grimace. And light carpet. I prefer a proper doormat. But I'll give them this. The dual finish paintwork, matte on the bottom, metallic on top. That's craft. It takes them 75 hours to paint one of these things. That's 3 days of human labor, which is more time than most modern companies spend on the entire chassis design. That, Amber, is mechanical sympathy.
It's a blend, Jim. High tech and craftsmanship. The new 7 Series offers a selection of over 500 exterior colors and combinations, including the BMW individual dual finish. They're extending customization and luxury to an unprecedented degree. And to match that presence, for the first time, 22-inch wheels are an X-Factory option.
22-inch wheels. More rubber for the engineers to limit slip-on, I suppose. But this brings me back to the crux of it. Is it still a driver's car? They've kept the double wishbone front and 5-link rear. They talk about handling precision and near actuator wheel slip limitation. It sounds like a lot of fancy ways to say they're trying to keep the soul of a Grand Prix car inside a rolling lounge.
It is absolutely a driver's car, Jim. The adaptive 2-axle air suspension with electronically controlled dampers is standard. You can also opt for Adaptive Chassis Control Professional with integral active steering and active roll stabilization. This isn't just about comfort, it's about agility, precision, and maintaining dynamic composure at speeds that would make lesser luxury cars flounder. BMW's symbiotic drive systems mean the driver stays involved, able to respond to any situation by accelerating, steering, or braking without deactivating the assistance. It's about collaboration, not replacement.
Symbiotic drive. Sounds like something from a science fiction novel. But the active roll stabilization, the integral active steering, these are genuine advancements in making a large saloon feel nimble. I remember when a luxury car this size was like piloting a battleship. If they can truly make it handle with precision, even with all the digital layers, that's something.
It's everything, Jim. It's the Neue Klasse vision come to life. And it's not just about performance, it's about sustainability. 6th-generation battery cells manufactured with renewable energy, light alloy wheel rims made from 70% secondary aluminium from 2026. Production at Plant Dingolfing is focusing on renewable energies. This is a holistic approach to luxury mobility.
Sustainability. Fine. Necessary. But does it feel authentic? That's my constant question. This 7 Series is an impressive machine, certainly. It's got the specs to lead the pack. But for me, it all depends on whether that soul can survive the software. If it can still give you that feeling, that tangible connection, then perhaps BMW hasn't lost the plot entirely. All right, a quick intervention before Amber starts trying to download software updates into my brain. This segment brought to you by mynotespace.com. For those of us who believe the best ideas, the clearest schematics, and the most scathing critiques are best committed to paper, mynotespace.com offers premium notebooks and pens. Because some data is best captured with the satisfying scratch of ink on paper. Don't let your thoughts vanish into the cloud. Make them tangible with mynotespace.com.
Even Jim, the analog purist, knows the value of capturing those flashes of insight. So Jim, final thoughts on BMW's 7 Series Gambit. Is it a triumph of intelligent design or a step too far?
It's a monument to technological ambition. BMW has thrown everything it has at this car. It's a statement, a declaration that the luxury saloon is no longer just about power and leather, but about processing power and pixels. I appreciate the power, the range, the sheer engineering effort to make a car this big handle. But until I've truly driven it, truly felt the dialogue between machine and road, I'll reserve judgment on whether it's a driver's dream or just a very luxurious theater.
And for me, it's a profound leap forward. It redefines what luxury, intelligence, and performance can mean in the electric age. It's intelligent speed, delivered with uncompromising precision and a stunning, immersive experience. The future is here, and it's looking very, very digital.
Don't forget the dual finish paint. That still earns my respect.
You can read Jim's full, unfiltered thoughts on the new 7 Series, along with all our other deep dives at theautobrief.news. Sign up for the Telegram for his weekly dose of automotive wisdom.
And try not to get distracted by the theater screen, unless it's showing a good Grand Prix.
From Jim Khanna, the skeptical soul, and myself, Amber Light, the digital visionary, this has been the Auto Brief News. Keep the shiny side up.
Or down if you're trying to connect with the road, somehow.